Sam, you staying in, yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Let's rock.
Roll. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are. And we are talking about WWE being future endeavored. That is right. WWE is going to be bought by Endeavor and merging with the UFC to form a mega uber fighting conglomerate, probably going to trade under the stock name TKO. Very original. What can I say? Joining me to talk about the selling of WWE is D Jose 101, Zam, and Gary. How you doing, guys? Good, great. Okay, let's get on with it. So, from what we know, and I want to thank William in advance, or Shredder is alive, for this because he outlaid everything for us. The man is a fucking encyclopedia of knowledge, and I learned so much crap off of him. It's unbelievable, and I say crap, but I mean it in a loving way. So, first of all, no, let's talk about the deal, and then I won't go through all the details, but we'll talk about the deal and then get everyone's thoughts on it. So, um, as far as we know, they haven't bought the WWE outright. They're just taking a big 51% stake.
I think
Sorry, it's a melon,
being difficult.
Melon being a melon. You know what I mean?
Melon being
Melon being a melon as usual.
So I thought that was my fault. Died computer again.
Dana White was coming for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're talking copyright strike them now.
Yeah. So, WWE said Endeavor only going to have a 51% controlling stake in the company, meaning shareholders will retain their stock, but combined, they only have 49% of the company. It's unknown if they're paying 51% of the 9.3 billion they agreed with WWE was valued at, or if the payment is one lump sum or over a course of several years. Now, I'm sorry, but first of all, we'll come in on this. So 9.3 billion for a 51% controlling stake. That is ridiculous. Jose, your thoughts on that?
I have to say something first. Do you people know what this means? Vince is no longer the boss anymore, folks. He will still be active chairman, but they can tell him, hey, motherfucker, if you don't live up to expectations, your ass is out of here. So that's first things first. Secondly, 9.3 billion. Damn, that is something I thought that isn't that what he said that he was going to end up like kind of merging it for was around 9.3 billion dollars last I checked.
From what I remember is that he was just going to sell the company outright for 9.3.
Yeah, because that's what I remember hearing was about 9.3. But okay, so right around that ballpark. But yeah, Vince is not the boss, but there's so many questions. I mean, TV rights, Peacock, creative, like we're going to be delving into a whole bunch of shit, people. So if we're all over the place, first things first, we apologize for that because that's what kind of stream this is going to be. But fuck, I was the one that called it. I told all y'all here, let me get my flowers. I was the one that said Vince was staying here. Who called that shit? Oh yeah, I did. So, yep.
All right, Gary, your thoughts? Just on the like the price tag and the controlling stake. We'll get into all the other stuff.
So Endeavour now has a majority share. I mean, the fact that they don't hold it outright is a little bit concerning because, like, how much was he actually priced the company for? Is they only know what did you say, 51%? So I mean, that must be that it's on what 18 million if it's like 51%. I mean, like, I'm sorry, I'm just speculating how much you must bill it or whatever it is. So I mean, to be honest, that's ridiculous because shares prices aren't even that big. So I mean, I'm just wondering, like, how he values the company. But I mean, to be honest, I am very surprised that Vince is still there because
I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm not saying for two reasons. And maybe go with me.
Yeah.
One, he stole from the stockholders last time, so I'm surprised that the Endeavours didn't kick into the curb. But also because of the sexual misconduct allegations going around him, I'm surprised he didn't go for that because he's too much of a public thing of going on with that as well.
Yeah. Zam, your thoughts?
And just to go on what Bossman said, regarding he makes an excellent point regarding him, embezzling, which in a way should make him
Expendable.
It should be an issue for shareholders, definitely, and people who buy into WWE. But regarding the sexual misconduct things, they're all fucking doing that shit. They don't give a fuck about him. The fact that he got caught and it's been published is all they really give a shit about. Other than that, they're all fucking dirty cunts. Regarding the price, it's astonishing. Arsenal's worth $2 billion, and WWE's worth 9.5. It's an argument to be made who's got the bigger fan base and all of that, but I almost look at wrestling as a dwindling enterprise. I mean, it has had its peaks and resurgence here and there, but you're only
That's because
last episode.
That's because it is. Sorry to cut you off, because it is going down. Like, now I think we can segue into TV deals. What the fuck does this mean? That's I think the first thing we got to talk about.
Well, just to tail off it, but it's more to do with the hardcore. But wow, I mean, 9.5 billion. Look, end of the day, for as far as I'm concerned, for the man who has more money than God as it is, I'll never understand why he would want to give up this enterprise for more money and not hand it down to his family, considering he's already in his late 70s. I mean, where's he going with his fucking life? I mean, I'll never understand this. It's just hard to
I got two reasons: greed and time. Greed and time are the two reasons why.
Right. So, because people, I mean, this is going to be a hipster thing, but it's not. Just because I'm now trained to be a pro wrestler, I kind of hear rumors that are in the wrestling thing now. So the rumor is that WWE is going to do NXT Europe.
Maybe a rumor that was confirmed ages ago.
Yeah, but apparently that they're going to start hoovering up, so they're going to go there. They're going to try and still go with to the Saudi Arabia market. India's still a market that they try and go after.
Yeah, it's a global thing. They want to take over the world. This has been their goal since like 50 fucking years ago. Their goal is to take over the entire world.
Yeah, and the only reason they stopped doing that is because COVID kind of put a stumbling block on it. Like, I mean, I said before, like when they did NXT UK's training facilities are up the road from me. They're just around the corner from my house. That's now been shut down. So I don't know where they're going to move the training facilities. Are they going to have it in
London, Manchester, and Brussels,
UK, and all over the place? What did you say, Gary?
The rumors I heard was London, Manchester, and Brussels.
Yeah, I could see that.
London, okay, so if it's London, it's going to be back in my area again. So okay. Now, in terms of so yeah, they'll have the money now to expand. I mean, that's the one thing. Vince has made 1.75 billion off of this sale, which is just fucking insane. Secondly, Sam, to your point, Vince is just a horrible human being. Doesn't want to give it to his kids. He's not that type of person. He has nothing but contempt for his own family, and he just thinks they're going to run it into the ground. And
he's already run it into the ground.
He ran it to the ground years ago.
I'm going to make an analogy. This is like, have y'all seen that movie, The Founder? With fucking Michael Keaton. Remember that scene where he's like, I want a divorce, and then like they were like, are you going to give her any steak at McDonald's? And he was like, no, I would rather die than give her 1 cent or 1 share of McDonald's. That's Vince. Vince is like, I would rather die before giving it to my kids. And that's essentially what I think he's doing, because he knows his time is coming. He knows, like, okay, fuck, I ain't got that much time. I want to sell. I want to be able to reap the money that I have while I have it, and that's it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Like what Triple H has done, I think is better than what a lot of people anticipated. And
50-50. He's shit the bed on a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that, but I mean, for a guy who's taking on the project with no real experience of like being like the chairman or the guy in charge, he's done all right, and he can hopefully things can only improve. And unlike Vince McMahon, the guy is like been in the ring forever. He's wrestled all the time. Vince McMahon has always been like a glorified once or twice a year sort of show pony sort of wrestler, hasn't he? So you know, I think there's more because of Triple H's experience. It's actually benefited the product, in my opinion. And it kind of goes to show that there is a life after Vince with Triple H. He just hasn't seen it, or he doesn't want to see it. You
He
know,
doesn't want to see it.
He's not going to want to see it because
it's his
here's
baby. He doesn't want to get rid of it.
here's the thing.
1 second, Hamza. That's why he made all that effort to come back and screw over the other shareholders. He found his little loophole and he got right back into the company like a weasel.
And here's what's about to happen, because here's what's fucking, what the fuck does this mean? He said, when he was asked, are you going to be involved in creative? He said yes and no. What the fuck does that mean? It's either yes or no. It cannot be both. And then he's like, what?
I think he's like, he gets like final say on certain things, but like the actual writing the show, he's not is involved in as he used to be. I think that's.
Oh, okay. So it's going to
micromanage like he used to. The overall product.
In a way, I kind of call bullshit, because this is Vince McMahon. Like, I totally fucking refuse to accept and believe that he's going to be going away.
Yeah.
I think he will take power from Triple H. I believe that. I mean, I really do.
The only thing I would say that they have going for them is the fact that if Vince's interference is damaging the product like it was massively damaging the product,
they're going to force him out.
They're going to say, okay, no, you know what? Fuck it. You're done. You could just stay as like a, chief whatever operator, but you get no say in creative whatsoever.
Yeah. Because now that he's no longer majority owner, Vince is still in a place of power. It's like he's kind of got that like little rap of like, yeah, I'm kind of going to still sort of do what I want, but the minute I fuck up, I'm out type of thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they're looking at it.
I'm hoping he fucks up and they just oust him. The other thing I want to talk about as well is this is not a good deal for the wrestlers. We've seen how UFC handles and pays their fighters and how badly they treat their fighters. And WWE already has a shit reputation for how it treats his wrestlers. And under Endeavor, despite all that money being pumped in, I'm gonna call it now. I see a bunch of releases coming.
Oh, there's already people leaving. Yep.
Wrestlers or executives? I know executives.
Both, because a couple guys from NXT, I think UK, or one of the regular NXTs just upped and requested their release today. They were like, "Fuck this, we're out," because they're not doing shit with them.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, because Endeavor does not have a good reputation for giving a shit. This is just a big conglomerate that's just gonna swallow up the company. They're not really gonna give a shit.
And my take is, unless you're front office, you're fucked. That's my view. If you're like, go ahead.
I was gonna say, because like if you're a wrestler, this is stuff that you've got to pay for. Your own health. I think they do your own healthcare for you.
Nope.
But you have to pay for your own hotel, your own transport, your own transport when you're actually in the city that you're in, your own food, your own thing.
Yeah, they won't cover your health insurance. They don't do that. They do that for like the commentators and people that are not active in the ring. They get health insurance, but the wrestlers have to fend for themselves.
They're registered as employees, so they have to cover the health insurance. But with the wrestlers,
they're independent. They're independent contractors, quote unquote.
Do you know what? This is what I'm going to say something nice about Tony Khan. He actually covers a lot of that shit. Well, that's because he's a billionaire. But like, but it's also funny, Vince said, "No, what the fuck am I talking about?" Yeah, like,
Vince is a billionaire.
I was going to say, but like, but Tony Khan, whatever you want to say of him, he's actually a nice billionaire. Actually, will pay for you.
Well, I mean, look, Tony Khan, he's like, he says, no, they're employees, so they get health insurance coverage, they get all that stuff. Whereas Vince is like, well, typical, capitalist. Is like, if there's any way I could screw over and pay as little as possible to my employees, that's what I'm going to do. And it's not going to change under Endeavor. They're not going to turn them into employees. Worse.
Yeah, the only guys that are going to be fine are the guys that are already retired. Guys like Cena, guys like Rock, guys like Brett, guys like Shawn, guys like Taker. Those guys never have to worry about shit. because they're set for the rest of their lives. But for guys like Austin Theory, for guys like Bobby Lashley, for guys like fucking, let me see if I can name some fucking names. Yeah, Sheamus, you know, guys like that, they pretty much are going to have to fucking find jobs after wrestling if they don't have jobs within WWE.
Isn't McIntyre like? Wasn't he rumored to be like heading out?
Yeah. That's what I heard as well.
Really?
The thing is that, there's a rumor that he. I mean, this is just a rumor that he's going to be coming back to Scottish wrestling. If he is, I'm going to be. If I'm wrestling in Scotland, I want wrestling McIntyre. I'm backing it here.
Good luck.
He's actually training up, and go slap him in the back of the head with a clay.
He's solid tonight.
Yeah. Good luck.
That's crazy. Like that's chalk and cheese. Like big time to Scottish wrestling. I mean, he wouldn't even. He might have just retire. He's not gonna earn the sort of money he's making in the WWE.
He was in ICW after because when he got released the first time he released, he went back to ICW.
Yeah, but he's main event now. The guy probably over on $1 million. He's probably on a contract worth over $1 million.
They pushed him so far down the card now.
Yeah, he got relegated to IC, which was a great match last night. Yeah. And he took the pin, so that tells you he's probably out of here.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying financially he's
he's all right. I'm pretty sure.
I know he'll probably earning over $1 million a year.
You know, because he can pop in and out of Ring of Honor and the AEWs and just do like a Matt Cardona / Zack Ryder's doing. You know, pop in and out, work the indie circuit.
Go where you go, know your worth. Yeah, go where you go, know your worth.
I mean, he'll probably go back. He'll probably go to Discovery. He'll probably go to ICW.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I still think there's an opportunity for him to main event again in the future. It's not like he's been totally relegated. I think that you can easily bring him back. He was in Takashi Castle last year. You know what I mean, main eventing in that match. There's still an opportunity for him.
Go get out. Go.
Uh-oh. Is that me that's dropped, or is that Jose?
No, that was Jose for a second.
Say it again,
okay. I said that go create more demand for yourself and know your worth. That's what Drew McIntyre should do.
Yeah, he knows his worth. That's why he's leaving.
Yep.
He's just like, fuck this. I'm not getting relegated to the thing. I main evented Clash at the Castle last year, and then they just pushed me to one side to prop up fucking Cody Rhodes with no payoff.
Yep.
And Sami Zayn with no payoff. See, this is the stupid shit that pisses me off with WWE. They had gold and they shit the bed, and nobody cares. Nobody at WWE cares how bad they shit the bed. That's why I haven't watched WrestleMania this year. I just refused. With Vince being back, and two, just the fact that Sami Zayn was not fighting Roman Reigns. It just put me off massively. It's just like you can't keep fucking up the main event and have Roman Reigns main event Mania for like the 8th bloody year in a row. It's just like at some point you have to stop.
He's become Triple H. You know, he's Triple H Mark II.
Yeah, he's Triple H Mark II.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hit the spear. Hit the spear. Take 45 seconds to cover a guy. That's when he'll become Triple H. He has to. Yeah. He has to hit the spear and then crawl over and put his finger on him, and then it's like that's when he's going to become the next Triple H, and it's got to be against Kofi if they want to recreate WrestleMania 19.
The main events in the WWE during Triple H's era were the worst. I mean, you just never looked forward to him because Triple H would be fighting in it, and it would just be bland average bullshit.
And I wasn't watching the product at all.
I think Roman Reigns is better than Triple H. No, I think he's a better wrestler than Triple H, but it is becoming a bit stale. I do agree, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not too disappointed with the result. I thought people were expecting Cody Rhodes to win, and I'm a fan of unpredictability.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with Reigns retaining.
And I actually have a theory on that. Cody hasn't struggled enough yet, because y'all have to remember this motherfucker. Yeah, because this motherfucker just came back. He hasn't struggled enough against the bloodline yet. So, and it made sense for Roman to go over dirty the way he did, because now when they make SummerSlam important, which is another thing they need to fucking do, that's going to be the time to put it on Cody. Build it up, make him wait.
WWE Backlash.
But
I
they
think
won't do that.
WrestleMania
I think
Backlash.
this is where Sammy needs to come in.
Yeah.
You know, so they get next pay-per-view, they get screwed over the tag titles, and they really do a number on Sammy, and then Sammy comes back and challenges Roman at SummerSlam. We can't do Cody versus Reigns at SummerSlam because even if Cody wins, it doesn't mean anything.
Mm.
It's not, people don't care about that. And I don't like, look, Cody Rhodes when he's kept in check, phenomenal. Like pound for pound, an amazing wrestler. He's like Matt Riddle, just amazing to watch. Just keep your mouth shut, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you got to put Sammy over at SummerSlam, and then you got to let Roman just retire part time, whatever it is, and then you bring in fucking Gunther
Yeah.
and make him the next big bad. Because with him and what's their name of the stable? Imperium.
Imperium. Yeah.
Imperium, and all of that. Perfect to replace the Bloodline.
Yeah, they can work.
You know, give the Usos a break as well. I mean, they're one of my favorite tag teams of all time. I love them to bits, but
They're all getting fucking old now. Yeah, they're all getting up there. Yep.
So it's time to let the young generations through. Austin Theory, spectacular wrestler. I do like Austin Theory. I'm so glad they didn't uber bury him after the whole Money in the Bank thing.
Yep.
They're just like, no, not yet. You're getting there, but they did the right thing with him. So I do like Austin Theory. I think he's going to be a fantastic future talent. And yeah, Sami Zayn needs to have his run now. And I know what they'll end up doing. Probably if he does have his run, which I don't think they will because of Saudi Arabia.
Nope, they won't.
Yeah, but if they do give him his run, don't fucking put him up against Kevin Owens to finish it off. It's too predictable.
Yeah, don't go the Ring of Honor route. You did that in 2010, so let's just leave it there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I see it.
Yeah.
But now we have to talk about the fucking TV deals because we haven't talked about that yet.
Just about to transition into that, so go for it, Jose. If you want.
All right. So for those that don't know, the Peacock deal is up next year, which is very bad for us because that means that here in the States they could go to ESPN where UFC is, which means we would have to pay fucking $75 to $80 for a fucking pay-per-view. And I, for one, am not doing that.
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So that's why I'm a little pissed off about this merger. I'm like, I ain't happy about that for that reason. Because I'm like, I've gotten used to just paying the $100 a year for Peacock or the network when I had the network, and it was fucking awesome. I'm like, let me have it the way I had it. I don't want to pay $75 to $80 for a fucking pay-per-view.
Well, we'll just send you the illegal streaming.
Greed.
Yeah. There's never enough for some people. They have so much money. And it will never ever be enough ever.
Nope.
Especially the people who have it all. They always want more.
And
it's
then
incredible.
And the same thing could happen to y'all because they could say, "Okay, fuck that. We're taking the pay-per-views off the fucking network, and then now you guys got to pay for your fucking pay-per-views." It could go back to that again for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, even in the even in the UK, like they might switch back. I mean, BT has the
rights.
Has the rights now, which has actually damaged the WWE in the UK because not many people have signed up with BT Sports. I know you can get package deals and all of that part of your cable and to do that, but people were used to having it on Sky Sports. But with BT, it's not the same. If I'm ITV, I'm coming in to buy the TV rights for it because I think with ITV and AEW and World of Sport, which will be the British version of wrestling that's coming back, which Drew McIntyre could be headlining that. There is that possibility that he could be going there for that. Because Nick Aldis, sorry, I know I'm going off on a bit of a tangent here, but Nick Aldis and Mickey James are trying to, they might sign up to try and get World of Sport up and running. So if Drew McIntyre headlines that, that's fucking bank right there. And if I'm ITV, I'll try and do the triple whammy and be like the home for wrestling.
And I got a theory too. I think WWE is about to get ready to leave cable TV. I really fucking do. I think they're about to get ready to say fuck USA and Fox.
Where do you think they'll go? Fight TV, Gary?
Probably.
I don't know. Fight
Shredder.
Fight's a very small company for something like a WWE. I think they'll probably go to like a Paramount or something like that, or like a Fox or something like that. Just something there where they have like a lot of viewership. Because the thing is that they want as many viewers as they can on the product. The thing is, I think you're right about the UK. They kind of messed it up in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that World of Sports coming back? I've not heard that.
Yeah, they're trying to work on to bring it back. I mean, Shredder can confirm on
On the
that.
flip side, UFC's deal with ESPN is up next year as well. A combined package could see the pay-per-view companies take a lower slice in exchange to get both of them. Yeah, which means they're just going to pass the costs on to us because that's how the fuck it would work.
Yeah. Shredder, I don't know if you want to jump in on the stream.
Yeah, dude, get in on this. We're waiting.
I sent him a link.
Yeah, Shredder, if you want to get in on this, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, because Joke, when he got into the ring, apparently when he got in, he blew up his quads already. Like
Shane McMahon, yeah, that was fucking hilarious. I watched that. I was like, ah, and then I was like, oh, damn. Oh man, Shane, dude.
A family tradition, dude.
Yeah, they got to tear their quad.
Family tradition, yeah.
On a pay per view.
On a pay per view.
But I've got to say, not the most horrific injury that happened on WrestleMania weekend.
No, Finn Balor got sliced up pretty good.
No. There's Dante.
Are you talking the Ring of Honor one?
Dante Martin, when he took the power bomb or whatever through the table, fucked his ankle up.
Destroyer, the table, overshot it.
And his favorite leg went right on the floor. What an idiot.
Yeah,
okay, the TV rights for Raw and SmackDown were $400 million. They'll be staying on TV, but the chances are it's going to cost more for any channel to come in, which means they're going to re-up and get more money. That's probably what it means.
The thing is, will Fox renew their deal with WWE because they were really pissed off with a lot of things, regarding ratings and just not getting their money's worth. So Peacock, I can see them definitely renewing the deal and keeping them on there because it's a ratings draw, even if it isn't that much. But you've got to have a look at what online engagement is as well.
Yeah,
the app and all this kind of stuff, not just TV.
Yeah, TV's not going to be the live and die thing anymore. It's not 1995 anymore.
No. So I mean, there's that. They could bring back the WWE streaming thing and have people pay monthly for that. God knows what's going to happen.
As long as they don't do that pay-per-view model shit, that's what's going to piss me off. I'm like, I've gotten so used to not paying $50 to $60 to $75 for a pay-per-view. That's something that I don't condone. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I think after the model that people have had for what has it been, a year and a half now, or longer, and I can't see people wanting to go back to paying 75 to 80. I mean, that price is ridiculous. Like in the UK, we get charged £15, and even I think that's a lot of fucking money when we had the pay-per-view.
Yep.
And £15 was a lot of money, but fucking $50 to $80 is insane. And they're not in the position to kind of be charging that kind of money. They're just not. WWE doesn't have the following it has. I mean, what buy rates are they going to get? Like 50, 60K now?
Yeah, if that. Yeah.
Who is the biggest draw though? Is Reigns, and he's a heel champ.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean shit. You got one guy. One guy is your top guy in the company, and that's fucking ridiculous. With one of the most talented rosters you've had in years, and your main guy is still the same fucking guy from a stable. I would go so far as to say the kids today are by far the better athletes than what we had.
Yeah,
athletes, but not necessarily storytellers. Yeah,
they don't, but their poor education shines through because they don't know how to articulate and talk on a mic like the previous people did. But then older generations had the territories to kind of work on their stuff as well,
apply their craft and all that kind of shit.
Their craft, and these ones have come up through the WWE model of just having everyone write your stuff for you and be a complete robot that you don't have to think. You don't have to come up with your own stuff. So
that's actually a great segue because now that means with Vince actually staying on, I know it's going to go right back to where every fucking thing is micromanaged in that company. I already foresee that as of tonight's Raw. Guaranteed. They're going to start micromanaging the fuck out of their commentators and people in general. Just because now that Vince is back.
It's weird in a way because there were pros and cons to Vince being in charge, and one of them was knowing your boss. I think Vince at times interacted with a lot of the WWE superstars.
Mhm.
You're not going to get that under this under this new company. I mean, who the fuck is in charge? Nobody knows. We just know them as Endeavor. So
No, I mean
this
the guy in charge of overseeing everything will be Ari Emanuel.
Yep.
He's like the guy
He's no Tony
overseeing
Khan, is he?
UFC in WWE. Nick Khan's still going to be there as president.
Well,
Finally,
the Shredder. So
it took you 100 years.
yeah, take it away if you want to talk about the whole deal. Oh,
I can't hear him.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear you, dude. I can hear static.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Fix your microphone.
It might be
You see where it says mute? Click on that and you can.
Okay, there you go.
Now.
Now you're working.
Yeah.
Right, and unfortunately, it's my headphones that are the issue. So, unfortunately, I can't find my microphone anywhere. I'm moving some stuff about.
You're good.
Hopefully, there's not an echo coming through my computer now.
No, you're fine.
You're good.
Right. No, but carry on with what you were saying, Panny, with regard to the sale.
So all I was saying was just like, so like Nick Khan is staying on as president, gets a fucking huge. This cunt's gonna go. What is it?
He's getting like $9 million a year.
Yeah, he's
$9
gone from
million.
$5 million to $9 million.
That's ridiculous. He's not even fucking talent, and he's getting that kind of money. This is just insane. And just saying like, Kazan was saying like, who's going to be there to kind of speak to like the main boss, because Vince has always been there. I mean, Vince is still going to be there. Like Endeavor are kind of hands off with that regard. Am I right in saying that? They'll be like very hands off.
Yeah, Endeavor intend to be hands off. It's going to be a case of Nick Khan is going to oversee WWE. Dana White will oversee the UFC. They'll be kept completely separate. The only thing Endeavor is going to be hands-on with is business and marketing.
Yeah.
Okay, so they won't touch, because I know people, another thing I wanted to talk about, we're not getting an edgier product, because I know people are hoping for that. Won't be happening. I can guarantee you that. As long as Mattel stays in the picture, they won't be doing that.
That depends on what Endeavor decides is going to be the direction of the company. Do they want to focus on a more adult-oriented audience? Do they think that's going to be the bigger revenue stream for them, circa the UFC? Or are they going to try and keep it more child-friendly?
I think they're staying the course.
Who's? I mean, certainly maybe you know this better than I do. Who's the current booker of WWE? Is it Triple H for all the
Yes,
three
Triple H.
content?
Triple H is the current chief content officer.
Yeah, and he, as far as we know, he's going to remain.
You say that now.
I say that
There's
now.
been nothing said with regard to it. The only thing that's known with regard to the creative is that Endeavor will not be involved in it. But they've said Vince McMahon is going to be there. He is going to oversee it, but he's not going to be in the weeds, as he puts it. So
Yeah.
I think, in other words, he's going to say Vince's idea is he's going to have the final say on what goes on. But when it comes to the nitty gritty of it, that's not going to be for him.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit 1,000%, because this is Vince McMahon we're talking about.
For a minute, Vince will micromanage.
Yeah.
I mean, my prediction is that Endeavor will end up stepping in and just telling him, "Oh, fucking calm down, sunshine." I really do, because obviously, if his micromanagement was really fucking up the company in the first place, and it's him getting sacked. Well, not sacked, but being forced out initially that kind of revitalized everything, and now with him coming back.
Vince is now basically set for life, not just financially, but with his job.
Yeah, they could accuse more like
no way Endeavor are going to fire him. When you look at what happened with Dana White and his wife very publicly before a slap fight promotion was due to be launched, there is no way, unless Vince is literally on tape committing rape or murder, that he is going to be fired.
Yeah, Vince is going to have to kill somebody, because other than that, he's getting off scot-free. He could go up and smack a bitch right now, and the world will carry on as normal.
You could have another 60, 70, 80 million dollars worth of NDAs come out. McMahon's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's like, I got money, bitch. I'm all right.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I said, it doesn't matter how many scandals come out now. He's all set. He's not going anywhere. So until he pops off, which hopefully won't be too long, but nine people like that, fucking older arseholes just live forever.
Yeah.
So let's hope he just works out and his heart gives out. I know it
Well,
sounds
the
horrible,
amount
but
I've heard that Vince has made from this
okay.
deal is $1.75 billion.
Yeah, he's set.
If Endeavor bought the whole company, it would be close to 3.8.
Yeah, even still, I mean, you're doing pretty damn well with 1.7 billion.
Oh
But
yeah,
this is what I wanted to. So I was talking earlier, like the deal was really fucking stupid because it's like 9.3 billion for only 51% of the company.
Oh no. The WWE's been valued at 9.3 billion, but Endeavor is buying 51% of the company. Now it's not known how
Oh,
much of it that they're buying, how
oh,
much
I
they're
see.
paying for that 51%. I
I
don't
see.
think it's a case of like, Elon Musk, where he spent $44 billion to buy Twitter outright, where it's now valued at what, 20 billion is what he's
Yeah.
saying it's now worth. So he's
Bloody hell.
pissed $24 billion away. Endeavor, it's not known exactly what the terms are. I would say they've probably paid maybe a little over. I would say 5 billion for it to get that 51%.
Mm.
That's probably a more, a better ballpark figure, 4.5 to 5
Okay,
billion
that
to
makes
get that
sense, yeah.
51%. But it's not known. There's a lot of unknowns. Like, for example, is it all going to be in a lump sum, or is it going to be paid over several years?
I think it'll be a lump. I think it'll be over several years, like how they did with Fox and USA. I could see it going like that. Like, all right, you'll get your 5 billion, but it's going to take us a while to get you that.
Yeah, but it's going to take about maybe 4, 5, 6 years, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. And do you reckon they'll be moving on to the pay-per-view model?
I fucking hope not, but I fear that they will be.
I think there's always potential for it, because here's the thing. Nick Khan has said he is open to the pay-per-view model coming back. The Fertitas and a lot of the people at Endeavor are big fans of the pay-per-view model because of how well it's done for them for the UFC. I think they modeled the UFC, a lot of it, off of McMahon's business structure for the WWF.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I could see them coming back with a pay-per-view model. I could also see them, again, maybe getting pay-per-view providers to maybe lower the rate and take less of a percentage of it as one massive package deal.
That will make more sense, because I was saying earlier, you can't charge the money.
$70 a fucking pay-per-view. Those days are over.
Oh yeah, Endeavor know how to make money though. I mean, look at what they did with the UFC. They bought that company in 2016 for $4 billion. It's now valued at $12 billion in 7 years.
Mad. Yeah, that's mad.
Makes you wonder where
our Lord and Savior Zack Ryder will come back.
He's in talks to go back, I've heard.
Yeah, well, the grass is not always green. And by the way, Jose, I think you might need to refresh yourself. You're frozen, mate.
But we also don't know what's going on with the talent. I know there was a big talent meeting at WWE today, just before Raw is due to go on the air, to explain to them what's going on. The big belief is that a lot of office staff are about to lose their job, because the press release that was released by Endeavor, they've said they're going to look at making savings of between $50 to $100 million.
Standard.
And that is office staff, and it's expected to mostly be WWE office personnel that are fired.
Will that include shareholders as well?
No, it's not the shareholders, but again, it's people who work in the office behind the scenes. So people in the marketing department, for example, Endeavor's not going to keep them. If they think, well,
true.
our marketing team is going to work well enough, they're not going to keep the sponsorship teams. They're going to lay off a lot of staff at WWE headquarters. Titan Towers is going to empty out fairly quickly.
Yep. People are already packing their shit right now.
It's always regular people who end up getting fucked by all of this, isn't it?
I'm saying there's probably going to be a wave of talent releases as well coming.
Oh yeah. They're cutting the fat. Spring cleaning time's about to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I'm thinking a lot of talent are going to get fucked over financially.
Oh, big time.
When you look at what happened with UFC fighters, in particular, the UFC made a lot of money out of the Reebok deal. When that Reebok deal went ahead, it was the UFC that made bank on that one. But it meant things like fighters couldn't have sponsorship from companies like Jack Links on their shorts anymore. So they lost out a lot, and they got paid practically peanuts from that Reebok deal. The UFC took the biggest cut.
Yeah.
They took the biggest slice of that. Whereas I'm thinking licensing deals going forward, things like video games, things like if they continue home video, which I think, I don't know if they'll ever be bringing that back because I think they've stopped with the DVD market.
Yeah.
But if they ever bring that back, if they ever bring back obviously other things like the T-shirt rights, the action figures, I've got a feeling that Endeavor is going to gut the contracts of wrestlers and their share of the proceeds.
Yeah, they're not going to be. They'll get their downside, but that's it. It's like you're not getting merchandise, you're not getting, royalty. Well, maybe royalties. I don't know.
You probably get royalties still. You probably get bonuses for certain events if they sell well.
But you won't get that merch check anymore. That's what's going to hurt is the merch check.
I think they'll still get the merch check, but I think it is going to be a lot lower than it's previously been.
Yeah, and their pay, don't forget, their overall pay will probably get sliced on renegotiation of contracts as well. Don't put it past them because UFC fighters get paid fucking rubbish.
Yeah.
But how much does a WWE fighter get paid just like at minimum, without being merch or all that
It depends on where you are. If you're John Cena, you're making like maybe 1.1 million. That's the highest I think you can make if you're at the really, really top of the card. But the lowest in the card, I think you're making around like maybe 40, 50K. Maybe. Yeah,
I think 50 grand is a developmental deal in WWE. Yeah. That's the basic developmental deal is 50 grand. But again, I think the odds are it's going to be the talent are going to get fucked over financially if they stay.
Yep.
Yeah. This is why I'm going to say I think WWE talent, if they can, are probably going to start leaving. Either for AEW, ROH, or maybe just go back on the independence and do what Zack Ryder did.
Well, here's another thing to consider. One of the things with UFC talent, this came up with Francis Ngannou when he left the UFC fairly recently. The UFC's contract with him, despite the fact he's fulfilled all of his fight obligations.
They stuck him, didn't they? I thought they did.
Yeah, he can't fight for another MMA promotion for 1 year after his contract has expired without the UFC having the option to match the offer.
Damn.
That's ridiculous.
So that means for wrestlers, it could be, okay, despite the fact that you've done everything, we still retain you. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, we keep you for a year. If AEW steps in, we have the right to match the offer.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fucking insanity. Absolutely. So they're not allowed to compete until UFC matches the offer, and that means they could just delay on that.
Yeah, that's big thing. It's why Francis Ngannou is more likely to go into boxing than he is to MMA.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Oh my god, America.
Scott Coker and Bellator, they're interested in getting Ngannou. I mean, why wouldn't you? He's the undefeated UFC heavyweight champion, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
But he has to unfortunately deal with the fact that Ngannou's contract says that the UFC has the right to come in and match the offer.
So it's such a weird because he's not under contract with them anymore, is he? He's fulfilled
all of his fights.
Yeah.
No, but
and yet they still control you after your contract is out. This is why they're pushing for that the same rights as the boxers had. What was
the Ali Act? Yeah.
The Ali Act. Because this is just fucking America, man. If they want to track.
But can you imagine that going forward? So let's say Austin Theory decides he's not going to renegotiate his contract. So his contract expires 2025, and he decides he's going to leave.
Yeah.
Imagine he just wants to take up an offer for AEW, and he can't do anything until WWE have had the chance to match whatever offer Tony Khan makes.
Yep.
No, that's only if he signs a new contract with that stipulation in with his current
his current contract is replaced.
Because they could alter
current contract, and he agrees to because you could.
Because it would be so easy for them to rip up contracts right now and have guys renegotiate. I mean, that's happened throughout the history of pro wrestling.
Oh yeah,
they did it during the whole drama thing. But
I mean, look,
they ripped up and
all the way back to
contract.
Montreal.
Huh?
Montreal, they ripped up Owen Hart's contract after that and gave him an extra $300,000 a year.
Yep, said you're staying. Fuck you. That's how it's going to go because we can't lose you.
Yeah,
and they didn't do shit with him after that, but that's another story for another day.
Well, I mean, this is why I always champion places for people to work because, whatever you want to say about AEW, it's a good place for people to work. Tony Khan, for whatever faults he has, is a good person to work for. I mean, I'm hoping whoever runs World of Sport is a decent person to work for.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Tony Khan's a good guy to work for, but here's the thing. You can't keep everybody. Sooner or later, Tony's going to have to start trimming the fat, too. It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah. I was saying now because Drew McIntyre is likely going to WWE. This is where you capitalize as World of Sport. You get him in. You get Nick Aldis in. You get all the old NXT UK talent that isn't with the company anymore. You get they should be jumping on this and they should be marketing it now to get the British interest up.
That's the thing. I'm not sure Drew would go back to a UK promotion because there's interest in him not just from AEW but New Japan as well. And he could make a lot of money touring Japan.
Oh, really?
Japan would be a great option. Yeah, we forgot about that. Yeah, Japan would be a great option. Obviously, I've said there's AEW and Ring of Honor, and he'll probably have like a contract where he could just compete anywhere rather than being stuck with like one company, kind of like what Matt Cardona has, where he can pop in and out and around, or they just offer him an insane amount of money. Because if you get Drew McIntyre in AEW, that's a fantastic person to build your brand around, him and MJF and all of that.
Well, Motorsport should get Booty in, they should get Jester in, they should get BT Gunn, I'm using his wrestling name, what we call him, BT Gunn in, they should get like a lot of other like just indie talent like Kenny Williams, people like that. Yeah.
Well, I think Kenny Williams still had a contract at WWE for one. The only post WrestleMania releases so far have been Zach Gibson and James Drake, the grizzled young vets.
Yep.
And that wasn't anything to do with the Endeavor deal. They've reportedly just requested the release and it's been granted.
They're British.
They were comment.
British wrestlers.
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
Here from Alex Story. Well, besides Endeavor wrestling fans are speculating if Jay White doesn't debut on Raw, he's going to be Tony Khan's major headline announcement.
I think he's going to AEW because WWE they're not going to fuck with Jay White. I don't see it.
Who the fuck is Jay White?
He's the New Japan World Champion.
Well, he was the New Japan World Champion.
Yeah.
He's a pretty decent wrestler, actually. He's like if he's like either Australian or New Zealand, no, from New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the top talents out there. That's without question.
Yeah, I can't see that.
Yeah. Regardless of how amazing he is, he still has to make his name for himself on the bigger stage, and that almost means like starting from scratch, doesn't it?
Yep.
He impressed a lot of people when he worked for AEW at Forbidden Door.
Well, was it? I had no idea it was an AEW.
Yeah, he's made a couple of appearances, but I think he made one appearance one or two appearances in AEW TV. And he worked Forbidden Door.
And then
Kairi Sane won't go back. She's done it. Yeah.
So I said Sane like he was a fucking footballer.
The Kairi Sane got basically treated like flaming. I think she got like pirate gimmicks and God knows what else they gave her flaming.
Oh, the Pirate Princess.
Yeah, she got vinced. That's what happened.
No, Pirate Princess is her own gimmick.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Asuka's going back to Asuka teasing going back to Joshi. Yeah, she probably will be like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
I will say I disagree with you guys though when it comes to the TV deal. I think that is going to be huge for the WWE and the UFC next year when both companies are up for renegotiation because ESPN, that was a 5-year deal for $1.5 billion for the UFC. That expires next year.
Oh, shit.
Jeez. So you've got that along with the TV rights for Raw and SmackDown, which are worth about $400 million. That's probably going to go up again.
Yep.
So I wouldn't discount that. I think that's going to be a big deal for WWE and the UFC on TV for the next few years.
Yeah. People still.
Alex
the
Story,
combined WWE and UFC company going for those TV deals. I think we're probably looking at WWE making, I don't know, $500-600 million for Raw and SmackDown. The UFC is probably looking at close to $2 billion for the TV rights.
WWE could be heading to ESPN. I would not be surprised if that's where they want to go because, ESPN and WWE, they would fit.
ESPN, again, they've got the deal with the UFC, so they could easily renegotiate that as part of the package.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't see Fox renewing the deal because they weren't happy with it, with
Nope.
how things have turned out for them.
USA is going to be begging and fucking pleading for them to stay. But I see WWE being like, yeah, no, we're out. I could see that. They've left before. They would do it again if they had to.
Yeah.
I don't-
ESPN2 would fit Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and have NXT exclusive ESPN Network Plus show.
I could see that.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is that, as I said, it depends what they want to do because creatively, I mean, the thing is WWE have kind of snookered themselves because the question is who can legitimately beat Reigns. Because Cody kind of was the only guy I could have kind of seen doing it, and maybe
It's not Cody's time. It's not Cody's time yet. It's going to be Cody. It's just not his time.
Let me just put it like this: no one ever thought that fucking at one particular point that Sami Zayn, after losing to Johnny Knoxville, would beat fucking Roman Reigns, but it almost happened. Anything can happen between now and next WrestleMania. You build a decent storyline, like they did with the Bloodline, and things can develop. So you just have to wait and see what happens organically within the next few months or the next 12 months.
I mean, there's a good talent pool there. It's whether they utilize them. And they won't. They're just going to keep relying on legacy characters. They'll probably be like, "Oh, Roman, don't retire yet. Here's 20 million. Come back on something."
And they're going to go with my idea, which is what I pitched last night. I said that Rock and Roman is going to be headlining WrestleMania 40, which I fear that it probably will be. I just have that feeling. I'm like, he's coming back. I'm convinced that Rock won't be going away completely yet, despite how much I don't want to see him. I got a feling he'll be back.
A lot of people are going on that, but I don't think it'll be for the title. So if that's the case,
it's not.
Reigns will lose his belts before.
Yeah,
before
he
that
will.
Moment.
He will.
Maybe on the 900th or 99th day, Rock costs him.
This Cody Reigns main event, the finish of it at least, it got me thinking. If you guys remember, The Rock getting screwed out of the main event of WrestleMania in the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and of course, what happened? The next pay-per-view Backlash, he gets assistance from Stone Cold Steve Austin as an equalizer, and he wins the title.
Yeah.
Now, I can see either that happening with Cody, or maybe, I don't know, the stipulation is Cody versus Reigns in a steel cage so that there is no interference.
Yep.
That might be what we're going for.
I always feel
that's going to depend on a lot of what happens tonight on Monday Night Raw. Personally, I would rather they built up Gunther versus Roman Reigns for the title at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I always feel that like when you do something like maybe let Cody, if they did let Cody Reigns win it at WWE Backlash, people will be asking, well, why the fuck didn't you win it at WrestleMania?
They did the same thing with the same thing with The Rock back then, ironically.
Yeah. I just feel it almost feels like like an anticlimax, like you're letting him win on this shitty pay-per-view when it was better when he won it at the biggest one of them all, and
but I think if they do anything now, it'll probably be at SummerSlam.
It's going to be at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
that's when Cody's going to get it. I'm pretty convinced.
How many pay-per-views?
I think they could triple threat it by then.
You could.
SummerSlam, is it 3 or 4?
They've got, I think, 4 to go. What does this mean for the TV rights to Miz and Mrs.? Said no one ever.
Backlash.
I don't know. I mean,
Miz and Mrs. will probably be put on as like the opposite to AEW All Access.
Bray Wyatt did. Lose.
Money in the Bank.
Can you talk about how Bobby Lashley brought his trophy on stage?
That was hilarious. Bobby Lashley did all this shit talking. Bray Wyatt, fuck him, by the way. Bray Wyatt decides, like, yeah, you know what? I'm not feeling this shit. He decides to go the fuck home. And then have Bobby Lashley just come out with the Andre the Giant trophy. And you could see Lashley look legit pissed. Like when he was sitting there smiling, he was thinking, this motherfucker right here. Man, I was supposed to have my Mania moment, and this is what I get?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, I don't blame Bray Wyatt for quitting because the thing is, that he got maybe went to work with Lesnar, and Lesnar said no. So Lesnar basically pulled the Ring of Power saying, "I don't want to work."
Because this is such a fucking played out stupid gimmick that is, I've always hated it. It's just gone nowhere. Okay, Bray Wyatt just gets put on this fucking pedestal because
Hmm.
he's a great talker, but he's such a boring wrestler, and his gimmicks just are so stupid that they're outdated. Like the cult thing was, they shit the bed with the cult thing with the Wyatt family, and since then I don't care about Bray Wyatt. If I was him, he's still young. He's an amazing actor. Just go off to Hollywood now before it's too late. Go off and become
Yeah.
a horror icon, rather than pissing your life away in the WWE with stupid gimmicks that nobody wants to participate in. So
Husky fat ass.
yeah, I'm not fucking.
Yeah.
It's in shape. It's in reasonable shape. But I mean, the whole Uncle Howdy thing kind of was silly.
Bray was at Los Angeles and then went like, you know what? Fuck this crap by Hunter. I'm heading out of here again. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Bray's
be surprised.
Bray just needs to take his ass to Hollywood and do horror shit and
Yeah,
just stay there. Like, don't come back.
yeah. Just go there. Like CM Punk did a horror film, which was really good, but it didn't get enough traction.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah. I forgot what it was called, but it was actually pretty decent, and he was a good actor. But he's not. Oh shit! Hang on. Headphones. Hang on. Nobody talk.
All right.
He's
Dropped his
not.
damn headset.
He doesn't stand out enough to be like anything special. CM Punk, whereas Bray Wyatt's got a great look, great like personality, and great like acting chops to kind of make a name for himself, become a horror icon. So that's what I would do if I was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Let's see. Anything else regarding this deal that we have to talk about that we haven't touched on yet? I think we got it pretty well covered.
Yeah, Shredder, if you want to say anything, Gary.
No, I think everything's pretty much been covered. Again, there's no new name yet has been announced on what this new company is going to be called. It's going to be floated on the stock exchange, and it's currently going to have the header of TKO.
Yeah, and I think the stock took a hit today, as it always does when they make announcements like this. I think it went down a little bit.
5% drop.
Yeah. Did y'all see that video of Andrade? Yeah. Andrade, that's another dude that no matter where he goes, he's not going to amount to shit. People were talking about him not amounting to shit in WWE. He didn't amount to shit in AEW. So
I mean, Buddy Murphy was there as well with Rhea Ripley. Doesn't really mean anything.
A lot of people have been going on as a voyeur who doesn't watch it as much as I used to. I was kind of surprised by how people are saying that wrestling's back. It's doing really well and all of this, and then boom, now this fucking bombshell comes along regarding the product being sold. I'm sure it's going to leave a lot of wrestlers uneasy, wondering what their futures are going to be like, whether you be a top tier guy or a mid carder. I think this is not going to. I think whilst the negotiations are happening, I don't think this is going to benefit the product as a whole. This news coming out, I think it's going to affect the business, in my opinion.
I think
performances and everything.
I think where we are, it's over regardless of how you look at it. No one can save it. Nobody can bring it back. I think you're going to see the business maybe go up. You're going to see it go down, but it'll never be at that point when it was a monster. Wrestling will never get that high ever again, in my view. At least I don't think it will.
Yeah. Rusev was backstage with CJ Perry and Liv Morgan and Sonya Deville.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the Hall of Fame is like just an open event thing anyway. Anyone can really.
Yeah, anyone can go.
Regarding
Rusev, Khan gave Christian permission to show up at WrestleMania too.
Yeah,
exactly.
NXT is done. I disagree with that because I think that there are loads of talent who are NXT that deserve to be there.
I mean, the only thing I think really is quite surprising me about the sale is the fact that it is Endeavor.
Yep.
That's a massive shock because not only would you not expect Endeavor, the company that owns the UFC, to be going after WWE, because I mean there was so many different suitors going after them. There was MSNBC was going after them. Comcast was going after them. Disney was floated. The Saudis reportedly were interested in buying it. And
oh my god! Imagine if they bought it.
I think it
on
was
an Endeavor investors conference call. saying we're not interested in buying WWE.
Yeah, they said they weren't going to buy it, and yet here they are. They're about to
Yeah.
merge.
Yeah, it's really surprising. But I think the minute Vince valued the company at $9 billion, that was it. I think it put a lot of people off from purchasing because prior to when the valuation came out, it was floating at 4.5 to 5 billion, and then it came at 9 billion, and then it's just what the fuck is that? That's ridiculous.
But Endeavor valued it more than 9 billion. They've said it's 9.3.
Which is shit. It's, I mean, it's still maddening. It's absolutely maddening that they think that company's worth that. If you look at the global annual revenue, that it's just, does it even make $1 billion anymore?
No.
Does WWE even make $1 billion anymore? I don't think it does annually.
No.
And I'm not including the
Think about
TV.
how much money annually was Star Wars making when Disney bought that for $4 billion.
Well, nothing.
No, they fucking ruined it, and
then they fucking
Disney
ruined
fired
it.
And
now
Endeavor must think they can make a hell of a lot of money from this.
They must do, yeah. So it is interesting. I do fear for the wrestlers though, and how they're going to get screwed out of a deal. Hopefully not. But it is America.
I mean, do UFC fighters like get healthcare or anything like that? Because I know
No, they
do
get
know that-
nothing.
I thought don't they get like concussion protocols and all that sort of stuff?
There might be a concussion protocol, but they don't get health care. That was one of the big things that Francis Ngannou wanted when he was trying to renegotiate.
I'm always astonished how contact sports can exist in a country like America without the people involved in it being fucking bankrupt. I'll never understand how that's possible. But anyway,
Well, the thing is,
I'm surprised Disney didn't get WWE.
if you don't, if you're injured whilst fighting under the company, they cover you for that. But outside of that, you're never covered. You have to sort yourself out. At least with WWE, like they'll cover all your expenses with regards to any injury sustained whilst in the company. But outside of that, you just pay for your own health insurance.
Yeah, I mean, I've
as a
always
wrestler,
respected
like
WWE.
all the office staff get it as employees,
Yep.
and that, but the wrestlers, because they're, what's the term
The
again?
business.
The independent contractors.
Thank you. Because they're
Independent
independent contractors, they get fuck all. It's mental.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll still be able to allowed to make money on like OnlyFans and
Nope.
stuff like that.
Nope.
They're taking that away. They're taking that away. I guarantee it. They're like, bitches.
Mandy Rose, whatever her name is, got famous fined for fame fan time or whatever it was.
Yeah.
He's really showing anything decent. So
They're gonna take away. They're gonna take away Twitch now too.
Sorry, the stuff that got leaked, I can understand why they let her go. to an
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
The stuff that got leaked online, I can understand why they let her go.
Oh, for sure. But she's made like 10 times the money since she's left WWE.
Well, she reportedly made $1 million
OnlyFans.
off of that fan time account alone.
Yeah. So she's making absolute bank. Like she is the sugar mama in that relationship. Her husband ain't worth shit. Because like obviously he's encouraging it because he's like it's the only income we have because I'm just a fucking
we can all
and looks like a fucking shit kendo.
And we can all thank God that it's not the Saudis, because God forbid if they're out there showing their ankle, shit would go down. That's all that needs to be said.
No more Twitch, man.
I mean, but good on Mercedes money, Sasha Banks, or you call her. I mean, she's made a lot of money for New Japan, so.
Yeah, I mean, she's off injuring people in Japan now.
Yep.
And,
she's not injuring people in Japan.
Good for her, fucking like Sasha Banks is great to look at, but my fucking god, she can't cut a promo. She can't even talk. Like she can barely talk, let alone cut a promo.
God, I saw her in The Mandalorian. She was fucking awful.
Yeah, and she really needs like other talent to kind of help her along in matches. If she's leading the matches, good lord, it's like a slot fest, So WWE didn't need her.
Here's somebody who's a fucking financial risk.
No, God, no, God, no, I don't want that. No, if that happens, I blame you. I blame you directly.
You don't need like Nyla Rose is there injuring people. You don't need fucking there as well. Tag
Well,
team.
imagine those as a tag team.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
come in as a tag team. The Future Endeavor is like.
Oh God. Now that you both said that, okay, I blame the two of you if that exactly happens. It's your fault.
Yeah.
The future endeavors.
The Future Endeavors.
I mean, fucking breaking everyone's
Hey,
legs
an
and
awesome name for a tag
Yeah.
team.
But
Oh
by the
my
way,
God, or a
as I said,
faction.
as I go on my journey, Flame Dell, I'm going to try and make sure I don't get that reputation.
Yeah, don't hurt people.
As a ninja, right? Go on, you should do it.
No, I'm
I'm
not going to
from
do that.
Manchester. Oh my gosh, you bastard!
Yep.
I'm not going to do that. I hope I won't.
Don't be like Goldberg kicking people in the dome. Don't do that.
No, I'm
Call your finisher the mad for it. Mad for it. You just go and you go mad for it, and then pull off your move. If you don't do that, then you know what? I don't want to know.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll end it there.
Yeah.
Vicky is in Vicky Guerrero.
That's probably why Vicky canceled her re-sign with AEW. Probably. Yeah.
Did she?
Oh, by the way,
I
there's
didn't
somebody
know
who
that.
needs to be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. in my
Yeah, they
opinion.
need to put Vicky in the Hall of Fame. She's long overdue. She's one of those people that should have went in already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
The WWE Hall of
go
Fame.
in.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
without a
they haven't
doubt.
put Gold Nakano in. They haven't put
There's lots.
in.
Yeah, there's lots of people that
Miss
haven't gone
Elizabeth
in
in.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jazz, Victoria.
Yeah, there's
Mickey
loads
James.
still to go in for sure.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, they all belong there, but I think Vicky Guerrero is somebody who nobody expected to be what she ended up being.
Yeah, as good as she was.
She was great.
Hats off to. I mean, like one of the greatest heels in WWE history.
Oh, I loved her.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I
like-
absolutely loved her. She
Yeah.
just took whatever she had and ran away with it. And
Yeah.
but in AEW they just fucked her. They botched it big time.
Santino.
No, so
Yeah, where the fuck is he? Santino's an Impact, by the way. So no, he's not there yet.
The authority figure in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, Santino's an Impact now. For those that don't know, and
Yeah,
yes, they do still exist.
Yes, I do. Because Joe Hendry, who
Yeah,
I kind of know,
I
he's
keep forgetting that they exist.
Yeah.
he's the digital champion. So, well, I know somebody who's a fan
Impact
of
has
it.
seen a bit of a resurgence. of
Yeah.
late.
Things that will survive.
The numbers have gone up and the crowds have gone up in their arena.
Have they gone back to six? Have they gone back to six sides?
No,
No.
there's still
No.
four sides. There's still four sides.
Fuck them then.
Things that are going to survive the end of the world. Cockroaches and Impact Wrestling will still be here long after we're dead.
Yeah,
Impact will be here when AEW and WWE are gone.
Yep.
Joe Henry,
that's-
popular
that-
in the
That's will be who I want to wrestle. I want to wrestle Joe Hendry.
You all the time.
Yeah, it's all about you and who you want to wrestle. What about
Yeah, because I want to be a professional wrestler.
I want to wrestle with my emotions, goddammit. Yeah.
Well, let's put Boss Man versus Jimmy Havoc.
God, I'm not wrestling that spot.
God.
I'm not wrestling him. I'm told
Oh
him
my
now. I'm not
God.
wrestling him.
Probably tried to penetrate him.
Oh yeah. By the way, Gary, you're going to take the Canadian Destroyer and you will like it. You're going to take it and you will like it.
I'm gonna get my fat ass up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're going to take it and you're going to like it. Damn it.
Yeah.
Boss Man versus Joey
Yeah.
Ryan.
Fuck right off. I want to do a dick flip.
Versus the Invisible Man.
You're going to take it and you're going to take it and you're going to like it and you're going to give Cornette a stroke. Damn it.
Could you imagine if he starts critiquing one of my matches?
Oh,
By
geez.
the way, Cornette got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. I couldn't believe it.
Cornette did? No, he didn't.
I didn't.
No, I heard.
No, he didn't.
There was a
No, he
I heard,
inducted the Rock and Roll Express. That's what
Yeah, he inducted the Rock and Roll.
That was a
Yeah,
couple years ago.
yeah. Cornette hasn't gone in yet.
A while ago, yeah.
No, and he
Oh,
said
really?
he's not
I thought-
going in unless it's with the Midnight Express.
Yeah, he's only going to go in if the Midnight go in.
no, but I thought the Midnight Express went in, and he went in with them.
Not
for
Rock and
this-
Roll.
No,
Nope.
he inducted the Rock and Roll Express. When the Rock
Oh,
and Roll
okay,
Express
okay.
were inducted into the Hall of Fame, Cornette was the one who inducted them.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
And Beaver Boy's head probably exploded having to direct that shit.
Didn't Jimmy staple someone's hand on AEW or something like that?
Probably.
First AEW pay per view that they did, they had a battle royal, and he stapled a lit cigarette to I think it was Joey Janela's head.
Mm.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I just fucking couldn't believe that when I first saw him and all the hype around him, I was like, what is this shit?
Dave Meltzer should be inducted in the Hall of Fame for wrestling reports. Yes, never forget. Never forget, Dave Meltzer said Mabel was going to be the third man. I still laugh at that. And it's been like almost 30 years since he said that.
I hate to say it, but in a way, like people like Dave Meltzer, Vince Russo, like they have their place in wrestling, and in a way, they deserve to be inducted, regardless of what we feel about them. You know,
bro. If Vince,
what wrestler was it that Dave Meltzer said his brain had been removed?
Oh God! Was it Brutus the Barber Beefcake?
No, Shibata. Yeah, he said that they had to remove his brain during surgery and then they put it back in.
God.
Oh God!
Oh.
Probably the same person who came up with the hand gimmick for fucking.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, if they're gonna put Vince Russo in the Hall of Fame, Mae Young Tan needs to go in the Hall of Fame.
Put the hand in the WWE Hall of Fame for sure. Mark Henry to induct it.
Yep.
Well, there's somebody who should be the Hall of Fame. Mark Henry needs to be the Hall of Fame.
Mark Henry's already in there. He's been in there.
He's in there. He's in there years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, even wore the salmon pink coat.
Yeah, he wore the lion ass jacket. Mm-hmm.
So, I heard. Look, it's really weird because I think maybe I've been given misinformation here. Lex Luger was inducted.
Nope.
Or not?
No. He inducted Sting.
But I heard Lex Luger was inducted. I heard fucking Sid Justice was in. Sid Vicious, whatever.
Nope.
Was inducted. Oh my God, this is all fucking lies.
They got Scott Steiner in there. Damn it! Let's induct Psycho Sid because that's a battle right there for the best worst mic workers of all time. Just between those two.
Steiner ass.
You may be
being stupid.
You may be half the man that I am, but I have half the brains that you do. And Scott Hall's just fucking losing it. That will never get old.
Oh God.
My favorite Sid Vicious thing of all time is when he reacted to the Shockmaster.
Yeah,
he keep a straight face. He's going, "I don't care who you are." He can let's just say his face is trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
Shockmaster and Sid Vicious, those are two of the most best moments of like
Sid Vicious should get inducted just on those.
Yeah, Sid Vicious needs to go in.
Or there's like every single week when Goldberg was crushing his car.
Goldberg, my car!
Why me?
Has Dustin Rhodes been inducted?
No.
There's a guy. I mean, Goldust, not Goldust, not Goldust. Dustin Rhodes. It needs to be that, you know, because he's more than just. He's had a long career as well as just being Goldust. You know,
they could put him in there twice. Once as Dustin and once as Goldie. He's one of those that would do. You could do a 2-time induction.
Yeah, fair enough. Since WWE owns Endeavor, will the company still give Fightful, Select, and Ringside News? And
most likely, yes. Most likely, yeah. Because God forbid you keep anything a surprise nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. When was WWE giving directly Dave Meltzer news? I know he's got a few people who leak him stuff, and
he's got
accurate.
Yeah, he's got his sources in there, but
they never directly gave him.
USA that wouldn't fit.
No,
I don't think AEW is going to jump ship. TBS reportedly really happy with AEW.
Yeah, they ain't going nowhere.
And I think in particular as well, the numbers recently for AEW All Access, believe it or not, have actually done better than Power Slap did.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Oh, well, man, we do better than Power Slap.
I suppose at least we aren't faking the numbers on our social media.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous. Right, okay, guys. Well, I'm going to jump off there because I have to work tomorrow.
Yep.
Likewise.
All my lovely co-hosts for joining us, and everyone in the comments that participated. We always appreciate people commenting on our videos. Helps drive up engagement and puts us up on that algorithm, baby. So thank you all. Join us tomorrow. Is it tomorrow you have Quantum Leap, or is that
Quantum Leap? The final episode, the season finale of Quantum Leap. So please join myself and Gary for that.
And if you don't like and subscribe, you're fired.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.
Right.